actually here with the Huddle guys. So I'm sitting here with Andy.
Hi.
And Alistair.
That's me, Alistair,
right?
Yep.
So you went through an unbelievable presentation for us in the beginning with partnerships, and you got funding, and you're growing at a phenomenal rate, and you're signing up partnerships and deals. And so before we even get into that, it looks like you got P&G and Pearson and Nokia and UNICEF as customers. How did this get started? You said it was through blood, sweat, and tears and savings, and it's all paid off.
Yeah, so Alistair is an old friend from a few years ago, and we were both out one night talking about the fact that we were kind of bored in our jobs, and we'd had an idea. And although it was completely separate, the idea was almost the same. We wanted to find a way to help people work together better. So Alistair had been working in a big agency. He had the problem. I'd been working with software. I kind of had a vague solution, and it started from there. We left our jobs in November 2006. We spent far too long alone in our respective bedrooms, communicating on Skype and not having any human contact. Really, it kind of went from there. We launched in private beta in February 2007, live on the web at the end of March, and it's just gone from there. I mean, there were 4 of us in an office to start with, then 10, then 15, and now I turn around and all of a sudden there are 32 of us. We've got an office in Chicago. We're going to be opening up another one in San Francisco later on in the year. We've got customers all over the world, big names and small. They're all equally important to us. And it's just been an incredible journey.
So tell me a little bit more, lots of success stories. Tell me a little bit more about the value to me as a user, how it works. Obviously free, right,
Yeah.
for me as a consumer. What's the big value add that nobody else is doing today? And if you could speak a little louder, that would be great.
Okay, so there's two things that are unique about Huddle. One is the sheer quality of the product in terms of collaboration.
If you do say so yourself.
Yeah, if you do say so yourself, yeah, absolutely. So collaboration is a group activity, but you don't just need people when you want to collaborate. You need all the tools in one place as well. And almost all the collaborative tools you'll do are great at one thing, but are great at one thing only. And as soon as you want to do anything else, then you have to use another tool. So I might use a project for one tool, or I might use a blog for another tool, or I might use another tool for web conferencing. But actually, when we work together, we do all of those things. So Huddle brings all of the different collaborative tools you need into one place. That's the first thing we do that's different. The second thing we do that's different is it's a network. Again, another problem with tools is that I have to log on to one tool to work with you, but I have to log on to another tool to work with Andy.
And it could even be the same tool.
It could be even the same tool, but a different username, a different password. Whereas with Huddle, you log on once, and you get access to all of your Huddles you're a member of in one place. Now, you could have set them up, I could have set them up, Andy could have set them up, but they're in one place. And not only that, but they could be multiple languages. So you could be looking at a Huddle in Spanish, and I could be looking in English, or Chinese.
Or German.
Or German. French, Spanish, you name it. We could be working in different tools. So I could be in Huddle.net, Andy could be on his iPhone, you could be in LinkedIn. But we're all using Huddle at the same time in the way we work. So it's a networked app that is available through Facebook, through LinkedIn, through Ning, through Zing, through the iPhone, through SharePoint, through your desktop at Huddle.net.
So
all of the workspaces in one place.
If you were to visually describe this, it's web-based or is it a download?
It's purely web-based.
Purely web-based. So it's a plugin for Firefox?
No, there's no download at all.
Okay.
It's purely web-based. So you just point your browser at Huddle.net and you can log in from there. Or you go onto your iPhone, you have an iPhone app, or you go to LinkedIn and install the Huddle app on LinkedIn on your profile.
I see. So within those applications, you do have to Huddle. You do actually have to install the Huddle.
Yeah, but it's just a click to install the app.
Okay.
And then when you've done that, all of the workspaces you're a member of, whether you set them up in LinkedIn or whether you set them up on your phone or on
Is there a way to do it the other way around, where I go into Huddle.net and I say add LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, so I can manage everything a little bit in the way that FriendFeed does?
It's a good point. No, that's something we're just actually looking at, because there are reverse APIs for all of those tools. So, for instance, LinkedIn have a reverse set of APIs that you can use, and that's what we're building at the moment, so that you can manage it all from Huddle.net.
That would be ideal for us geeks who have far too many social networks that we're members of.
But the point is you could, no matter how you work, you can. Oh, there we go. There's the bell.
Shaquille Khan, but everyone knows you as Shaq. So tell us about Spotify.
Spotify, ultimately the goal is to have all the world's music online, legal, streamed over the air in a cloud computing way, free of charge. Or you can, that's ad funded, or as a premium paying customer, having access to all of it anywhere on any device which is connected to the internet.
So you have a user interface up here for us, and so tell me, if it's free and it's ad funded, what do I see? What am I subject to in the way of advertising?
In terms of advertising, you would be subjected to a 30-second advertisement. Audio, like a radio advertisement.
Okay.
Every 17 to 20 minutes.
Okay.
However, you can pay not to have that. And then on the ad fund, I'm using a test account at the moment. You would have a display banner here, which would be displaying, or you could have any display media. However, that's only if the application is open. If you are dancing in your garden, the advertisement is not going to be shown. So from the advertiser's point of view, there is no wastage of inventory. It's only when the user is engaged with the application.
Interesting. So who do you see yourself competing with today?
The 95% all world music which is illegally pirated. The only way to beat piracy is to have a legal alternative which is easier to use.
Now, you're not doing anything, in terms of Pandora. Would that be something?
I wouldn't regard Pandora as competitive.
It's complementary in a way.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's complementary.
Pandora and Last.fm are amazing companies, amazing people. However, what we give you access to, and Michael Jackson is a prime example. Last week, a lot of people just wanted to listen to Michael Jackson, myself included. I just wanted to listen to Michael Jackson. However, on Pandora, I could have gone and typed in Michael Jackson, and I may have got a Michael Jackson song, and then I may have got the Jackson 5, and I may have got Janet Jackson, and from Janet Jackson, I may have moved on to Justin Timberlake. So I just wanted to listen to that. I actually will do a live search on Michael. So if I could spell.
That comes up? Is this based on popularity?
There's a number of ways you can do it, so I always like this.
Popularity based on the most
behavior.
number of users?
So last week, I actually just configured it like this and just let it run all day in my apartment at a very loud volume to pay my respect.
Good for you. I thought we were in a different generation.
So we've already put
I could dance to this as well as Backstreet
I'm sure you can.
Boys, by the way.
So a couple of things I want to show you is there's a huge community. People say, why aren't Spotify creating a social network? Spotify's attitude is let people who are good at social networks create social networks. So an example is this site called Share My Playlist. It's a community of people who share playlists. They've got 2,402 Spotify playlists. So whilst the music is dealt with by Spotify, the actual platform for sharing the music is handled by a third party who are very passionate and have got users around the world.
So these guys are a partner of yours?
No, I mean, we know them, but there's no commercial relationships. They're just doing what they do, and they will probably make revenue in terms of ads, or they may offer feature to their people. And, they know probably more about sharing playlists of their users than Spotify necessarily would do.
So in other words, let what each entity
do the
does
best at what you can do.
Do the best at what you can do. So in terms of the kinds of users that you're getting today, this is worldwide, I assume?
No, this is not worldwide. So we're only in Europe, only in 5 countries. So UK, Sweden, Norway, France, and Spain.
It's web-based, though, so
no, it's a downloadable application.
Oh, it's a downloadable app. It's still, the fact that it's music, it's not specific to a particular
regional
region.
restrictions because of licensing rights from record companies. That's one issue. Publishing rights, artist management. There's a lot of components that go into it. So that's one angle. The other angle is, if you open it up to the world, everyone would love something for free, but you have to have a sustainable business model so you can actually compensate and reimburse the artists for their hard work. So if you're having 30 million users in South America or in Southeast Asia with no revenue, what do? And that's the typical scenario of the crash and burn economy that we see all the time. So from Spotify, it's have revenue and allow this to be a sustainable business model.
Thank you.